My name is Mac W. Payne, writer, speaker, and entrepreneur. Welcome to the second segment of a discovery series entitled The 5 Biblical Principles of Success. I began the last time with a look at the definition of success and the first of the 5 principles. Set for yourself a goal of excellence. In a moment, we'll look at the second principle, but first, let me remind you about my favorite definition of success. And that is Earl Nightingale's definition that success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. The first principle I described in the last segment was to set goals. And there is a specific process you must follow to make the goal achievement process effective. First, the goal must be specific in nature. And secondly, it must have a definite time limit. These are the 2 features that distinguish your goal from a wish. I suggested you brainwash yourself and remove negative thoughts like, I can't do it, it's never been done, it's too hard, or I'm just a loser. Wash all those thoughts out of your mind and replace them with positive ones like, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be opened. Or how about this? God loves you and He wants you to succeed. After you do that, make a rock-hard commitment to your goal's completion. Now there's an example of negative thoughts that can interfere with success, and that is the comment often heard that you should not set lofty goals or build air castles because it only sets you up for a big letdown when you fail at the goal. Well, maybe so. But every time I hear that, it always makes me think of Mr. J.R. Simplot. He was the world's largest potato processor. At one time, he owned more land in the state of Idaho than the federal government. He rose to those great heights from very humble beginnings as a farm laborer in Idaho. Toward the end of his career, in an interview, he was asked what was his biggest career regret. I leaned forward to hear because I could not wait to learn what such a man would consider his biggest regret. His answer was that the biggest mistake he ever made was a failure to set his goals high enough. Can you imagine a person of such accomplishments would say he did not set his goals high enough? How do you know you are not going to be the next J.R. Simplot? Don't be afraid to set high goals for yourself. And remember, Earl Nightingale said you become successful the minute you take the first step toward your goals. After you have chosen for yourself a specific goal of excellence, what's next? More than likely, unless your fairy godmother comes by with her magic wand and taps you on the shoulder, your well-chosen goal will remain only something written on a piece of paper and never become a reality without further action on your part. You are going to have to figure out how you are going to make your goal become a reality. Mr. McKnight, a well-known minister, naval aviator, and prominent farmer and rancher from North Texas, called this step putting first things first. McKnight said you have to determine what you are going to give up in return for attaining your goal. In my experience, this means figuring out how you're going to do it. Take, for example, the aim of losing weight. It's very popular these days, and I'm very familiar with this particular subject at the putting first things first principle because I recently lost 50 pounds. Now, assuming you have set up your goal to lose weight properly by making it specific as to how many pounds you want to lose and the date you want it to be accomplished, then you need to do a little research. Find out as much as you can about nutrition and what makes weight loss happen. The amount of research required depends on several factors, but you have to make the final decision based on what works for you and what is necessary to accomplish your goal. After you have discovered the weight loss techniques that will work best for you, it is time to put your plan into action. Now, weight loss is a very easy activity to monitor after determining how many pounds you intend to lose in the designated periods, such as weeks. You can chart your progress and watch as you move toward your goal. A more involved example of getting first things first is the building of a house. If that's your goal, then it is obvious there are lots of things are going to have to be done as a prelude to beginning and completing construction. For example, here's a checklist. You have to arrange financing. You have to secure a building site. You have to take care of zoning and permits. Design the house, find a contractor, select colors and fixtures, supervise construction, landscape the yard. Just setting a goal of building a house by a certain time is not enough. Without listing and accomplishing these and more items, your goal of building a house will not happen. So again, look at the second biblical principle of success. If you don't put first things first and figure out how you're going to make it happen, it won't happen. This step is very crucial to your success. Do not take it lightly. You really have to work hard at planning exactly how you're going to accomplish your goal. Jesus Christ himself verified this step in Luke 14:28 through 31 when he said, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Will he not first sit down and estimate the cost to see if he has enough money to complete it? For if he lays the foundation and is not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule him, saying, 'This fellow began to build and was not able to finish.' Or suppose a king is about to go to war against another king. Will he not first sit down and consider whether he is able with 10,000 men to oppose the one coming against him with 20,000? So after you set a goal of excellence for yourself, sit down immediately and determine exactly how you are going to accomplish your goal. In the next segment, I will talk about the power of enthusiasm and its key importance to success. Until next time, this is Mac Payne from Sebring, Florida.